Let's get things started with your top story, and that, of course, is the collapse of part of a building in downtown Davenport yesterday. This was just before 5 p.m. at 324 Main Street. It is a residential building, also known as the Davenport. Now, we are now 12 hours into the incident, and the area remains an active scene. Local 4's Danielle Davis is in downtown Davenport this morning. Danielle, what is going on at the scene this time?
Hi guys, I am here at the Davenport. Now, as we reported last night, the Davenport multi-use building, the backside of the building collapsed last night. Now, we do know that this is a 6-story unit. There are apartment complexes on the top with businesses on the bottom. Now, fire crews are still on the scene monitoring the situation. We have several agencies that are here. Now, one of the main concerns is that the stability of the building may not still be intact because of the crash, and they're also worried about a secondary collapse. But we do know that 7 people were rescued from this building, but we still have several families that are unaccounted for, and police are still searching for people, fire crews and emergency crews. Now, we did speak with a man who still hadn't connected with his family, and we'll also hear from city officials a little bit later about some of the challenges that they're going to face following this collapse.
I don't like crying, so please forgive me. So I have my brothers, my sisters, my godbaby down here as well. And again, I'm just trying to make sure that they're okay. Like, that's my main focus, is keeping them together. That's the only thing I care about. Like, when we find her and my friend, I hope and pray to God that they're okay.
We escorted people out initially. We continue to look. We continue to evaluate the structure, what is needed.
Our big thing is the stability of the building. We're not actually sure how stable the building is. Even while we are on scene, we did have multiple secondary drops of debris coming from that structure. We want to make sure that all of our responders are able to process through in a safe manner, but we still want to get through there as quickly as possible.
Now, it's hard to imagine what it must have been like when this building collapsed during all of the chaos and being worried about family and friends and loved ones. Now, remember, this was just before 5 p.m. last night on a holiday weekend. Now, our local 4, Eric Olson, talked to 2 men who were able to make it out.
As onlookers stared at a building missing half of a wall, Robert Graham sat a few feet away, counting his blessings.
There was absolutely no notice. It just came down like an explosion, like a bomb.
What they say was
everything, the ceiling was coming down, water started coming down. I was trapped on the 5th floor. I couldn't get out, so they had to have the ladder to bring me out in the bucket.
We met Gene Cyphers, too. He was on the 2nd floor when the chaos started. He explained to us how he got out.
I was fixing something to eat. I heard a big bang, and power went off, and I didn't know what happened. I looked out in the hall. It was full of smoke, so all I had was my keys and my cell phone, but I got out.
Gene has lived here for 20 years. Now he's likely lost what was in his apartment.
I grabbed a flashlight and still have them, as a matter of fact, but everything else is gone.
Robert facing a similar challenge.
I have a breathing machine, so I left all my equipment, my medication, everything up there. I just came out there with myself.
The Red Cross has been called in to work with the people who live here. Eric Olson, Local 4 News.
Now, it's way too early to determine exactly why this happened. It could take investigators weeks, even months, to figure that all out. But we do know that a construction project was taking place on the outside of the walls, was in progress at the time.
So just currently, the building owner did have permits to make exterior wall repairs. That was under direction of his hired engineer. So at this time, he did have permits in place for the repairs.
Well, I heard a giant boom. I knew exactly what it was. I knew what it was because I've been nervous about what they've been doing. They had 4x4s just laid up against the side of the building with, hundreds of tons of masonry, that they were knocking the masonry out on the 1st floor.
The tenants of this building are pretty active. They've called the city numerous times with complaints that for different things that were addressed by the city inspectors, and notice and orders were issued to the building owner for repairs.
Can you tell me what the recent was the last one, or do you know off the
So the current notice of repair would have been on the wall work itself.
Now, we do know that a press conference is scheduled for later this morning. It's to begin at 7 o'clock, and we will bring that to you live during our Fox 18 News channel. In the meantime, I'm Danielle Davis in Davenport.